Hi there, this is your friend Anna, and the question that I've been getting the most from all of my friends is, what are we wearing? This age-old question isn't just about choosing an outfit, it's about choosing how we present ourselves to the world. I created the I Want Her Shoes podcast to dive deep into what it means to dress with intention, whether you're heading to a council meeting or just having a casual day out with your family. Join the conversation as we explore the power of personal style and the decisions that shape our public personas. Put on your favorite pair of shoes and step into my closet. All right, welcome back to the I Want Her Shoes podcast, where we sit down with powerhouse women redefining success in their own way, one bold step at a time. I'm your host, Anna Anderson, and today's guest brings glamour, grit, and grace into everything that she creates. Meet Genavieve, Paige Villar, Miami native designer, entrepreneur, wife, and mom of three boys. Wow.
Yes.
It's a lot of energy. I love that. I have two myself, so I
two boys.
Two boys.
Yeah,
boy
so
mom power.
You know.
And she's the founder of Private Label Styles and Genavieve the Label, two brands known for blending timeless femininity with modern edge and for creating one-of-a-kind custom pieces that make every woman feel very extraordinary. Genavieve started her first boutique at just 20 years old, and over the past decade, she's built an empire that goes far beyond fabric and fashion. And from designing custom dresses for brides, executives, and celebrities to expanding into wholesale and real estate, her story is a masterclass in creativity, resilience, and staying true to your vision even when the odds are stacked against you. Mm-hmm. And today, we're talking about what it takes to build a brand from the ground up, how to balance motherhood and ambition, and why the most beautiful things are often born from faith, courage, and persistence. Mm-hmm. It's so nice to have you,
Yes,
Genevieve.
thank you for having me.
Of course. And well, let's dive right in. I know that you started your first boutique just at 20 years old. Mm-hmm. What inspired you to take that leap so early?
From a young age, I knew that I wanted to be self-employed. I wasn't the type of person that could be told what to do. But I knew what my passions were. I loved the healthcare system and I loved real estate, but I love fashion. And I tried the medical route. I was in the ER for 2 years. I was working there. I'm still very close friends with people that are in that industry. And it just wasn't for me because I don't want to be in a setting where I'm controlled. I want my freedom and I want to be able to work for myself and make money the way that I would want to. So at 20 years old, leaving the ER, I decided to already start building my business, and I started by building my website by myself.
Nice. That's awesome. And what did early days of Private Label Style look like? How did you go from just, building a website and boutique owner to the full-fledged designer? That's really awesome.
Yes. So within my first 6 months of building my website, I immediately decided it's time for a brick and mortar. I was doing well. I was getting a lot of online orders. I guess at this time, somewhat known in Miami, and I had a lot of clients. So I decided to open just a 200 square foot store.
That's really like this closet kind
yes,
of, or a little bit smaller maybe.
It was tiny. It was about the size of this, and I made it work. And I was getting, all of the best clients of Miami. I was actually even in a salon suite. It wasn't even like a storefront, like with a sign at the top. It was in a salon suite, but I had a window so you could still see me from like the main street. And I would just build my business and get so many clients from when they were coming in to do their hair and coming to do their nails and the lashes and the Botox. So it was funny because they would walk in with like a robe getting their hair done and they're like, I'm coming back to try this on.
I love that. So that's very strategic.
Yeah. So now transitioning into boutique as a designer, I had a wedding to attend and I was already meeting different manufacturers to design clothes. So meeting this manufacturer, I was like, there's no better person to test a design on than myself. I'm not going to offer a service unless I try it myself.
Of course.
So I was attending a wedding and I sent them a picture of inspiration. I don't know how to draw. I don't know how to sew. It's more of just like, here's what I want to do. Can you do it? I have all the fabric. Let's do it. They made it for me. I wear it to the wedding, I photograph it, and it just blew up. This same dress that I started with now 8 years ago, maybe 9 years ago, has been featured in multiple magazines in Vogue, Bazaar, Elle, like it's been everywhere.
That's awesome.
From the first dress that I ever did, not knowing what I was doing. So that's how I started my design, I guess, journey.
Yeah, no, that's a great story. Thank you so much for sharing. And you're known for your timeless feminine silhouettes. What inspires your designs today, and maybe how have they changed since that first dress that you created?
I wouldn't say that my style hasn't changed at all, actually. I've always been inspired by vintage runway, very sexy, elegant, timeless.
Who are some of your favorite designers?
There's so many. Like anything runway, Versace, Valentino, they're just the old school runway. There's nothing like it. The fabric, the cuts, everything. I love the sex appeal, but just staying classy and like timeless and minimalistic with the color.
Yeah, so no, I love that. I looked at your stuff. It's very like pastel, like very nice. And
yeah, well, I'm also very like nude, black, white, like soft, like colors.
Not Miami, like
no, I'm
very not Miami. Like even though you're native of Miami.
Because I want to be like universal. Like I want it to like be for everybody.
Yeah, I love that. No, that's cool. Mm-hmm. And maybe you could walk us through your creative process. How do you bring a client's vision to life? What if somebody comes to you? What if I came to you and said, "Look, I really like this Chanel dress that I saw at the end of the show closing.
Yes.
Can you make that something like that for me?"
I could. I don't necessarily like to make, like, let's say a copy. So I'll never...
Or something inspired by that.
Right. Yeah. Inspired by is what I like to say. Number one, we don't have the same fabrics. And I also look at my client's body type. I am very... I always tell my clients exactly what they're going to get based on their body type, based on the design that they're showing me, based on the fabric we're selecting. If something doesn't work for a client, I'll say it as nice as possible. But it's my name behind what I'm designing, but then also I want my client to walk out of there happy. And I know what it's going to look like at the end. So I have to, from beginning to end, I have to be strong in what I think is going to look best for them.
Yeah, so it sounds like first you have to get to know the client really well.
Yes, and you ask so many questions. What is the event? Where are we going? Is it in the evening? Is it in the daytime? How many people are going? I get a feel for the event and the kind of client that is more, if they're more shy, then I know if I need to try to break them out of the shyness or if we need to stay, in their turtle shell. But you just read the client. There's a lot of psychology behind sales and being confident with what you're wearing.
Yeah, no, 1,000%. Mm-hmm. And let's dive a little bit into that. What do you think women are really looking for when they come to you for a custom piece?
I actually think that they appreciate my advice and they come to me because they know that I know what I'm talking about. I feel like the person behind the brand and the person offering a custom service, they want to know that the person that is going to give them their end result is something, if I'm wearing something that they like, they know that they can trust me to style them the way they would want to look. So I think that they come to me, honestly, to sell them on like being more confident. And whatever I designed them, whatever I design for them and whatever they walk out the door with, I'm selling confidence. At the end of the day, when they look at themselves in my big mirror in my store, the faces that they have, I know that I did a good job when that confidence is on their face.
Yeah, no, that's very powerful because I think, confidence is really like what we have to really lift us up as women, right? Mm-hmm. So, and then it's kind of like the armor that you wear.
Of course, it's everything.
So, yeah, no, that's amazing. And I know that you face big challenges from COVID's impact on retail to personal losses. What kept you going in your business? Because being your own business owner is not easy, especially with, COVID kind of wiped out a lot of businesses.
Yes, the fashion industry changed completely overnight. I had to pivot. I had to change my business model, the way that I was running things before. I definitely don't run now the same way. I do custom clothing. I also have a luxury consignment store. So that's where these shoes are from, the Saint Laurent. So I did have to change, aspects of my business, but then also personally, I've publicly said that I've had multiple miscarriages. I was trying to build my family. So it was a lot of balancing act of trying to be a mom, a wife, continuing my business during rough times when no one was shopping, and then changing and trying to grow and learn this new way of staying alive in your business.
Yeah, no, thank you for being so vulnerable during that time. I think that's very powerful as well because that just gives other women hope that they're not going through it alone.
Oh, no, definitely not.
So no, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And I think, the next question would be, I know that you're a mom and a mom of 3 boys, as we talked about, and a business owner. How do you balance things between creation, career, and family? Because I feel like that's really, do you like integrate things or do you keep them separate? Like, how do we do this?
That's $1 million question. There's like one day could be completely different than the next day. It's very hard to balance, to be honest. You know, I'm there for my kids. My kids are my number one, but my business is also up there in priorities. And then I'm also a wife. So it's hard to balance it all. And how do I do it? I don't know. I just, I wake up one morning, talk to myself in the mirror, and it's just go. You just have to go.
Do you use tools? Like, do you use AI at all to help you manage your business
a little bit, but I kind of have like my routine going. A lot of my business does rely on like me doing everything. And as well as a mom, I say that I need to be an octopus. I need 8 more arms. So it's really hard. Just today after this podcast, I'm going home, picking them up, and we're leaving to Disney tonight.
Oh my gosh.
So it's a give and take.
From podcast to Disney. I love
that. From podcast to Disney. It's a give and take, and you have to do it all.
Yeah.
Just keep going.
You're killing it. Cheers to you.
Yes,
congratulations.
Thank you.
You got this.
Thank you.
And let's talk a little bit about Miami and your Cuban and French heritage. Mm-hmm. That's super cool and unique.
Yes.
How does that influence your aesthetic? And maybe you could tell us a little bit about your just background on your family and how did your family end up in Miami?
Okay. So we're Cuban French. So on both sides, on my dad's side and my mom's side, they are both also Cuban and French. So my grandparents were born in Cuba, but my great-grandparents were from France. They were from Europe and they migrated to Cuba. So they had my grandparents there. My parents were also born in Cuba. So the French comes from like the great side. And then actually my grandfather on my mom's side was a very famous composer. He passed, but he wrote very famous music that we still listen to today in the Latin community.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So I think I get my creativity from, I guess, both sides too. My dad was a graphic designer. My mom is an interior designer. So
it's in the family.
It is in the family. And then my Cuban culture and how it inspires me today, I feel like I like to design things that are really sexy, really flowy, that really show off a woman's body, which is what a Cuban woman is known for, right? The curves. But then also my French side, like I mentioned before, I love the nude. I love the black.
So it's such an opposite situation.
Yes, but I merged the two.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The sophistication that comes from being a French woman, but then also the sex appeal of a Cuban woman.
Yeah. No, I think that's really special and cool and unique. And is there a piece in your closet that maybe you didn't design that's special that you really like that makes you feel really awesome?
I love vintage. So I have a Chanel like blazer and pantsuit set. It is stunning. It is like my go-to. It has like the embroidery on the inside, has like the gold Chanel chain with the pearls and the buttons. That is really awesome. Classic.
And I'm very
Chanel.
jealous because I had not something like that need, but I had a Chanel suit and I sold that when I moved here because I just was like,
classic.
Not going to use it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, 10 years ago you weren't. I mean, I feel like now it's much more in than it was back then.
I bought that years ago. This is actually before I even had this business, so it has to be over 10 years now since I bought it.
That was a good time to buy because people were selling it.
I bought this set for like $200.
Oh my God, that's insane.
It was insane. Yeah. At a vintage store. Yeah. And praying that it would fit me again after all my kids, it fits me. Yeah. So I
amazing.
Can still wear it. I can still wear
that. No, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And you've said that fashion should make women feel extraordinary as they look. And what does that mean to you? We talked a little bit about that, but what does it really mean to you when somebody feels confident?
I see it in their face, right? So I studied psychology. I could read people so easily. People tell me I'm a little witchy too. I'm like psychic. And I just get the vibe.
You have like good vibe. Yeah, you feel the vibes,
I feel the vibe. And in my business, it's really, really hard. There are some times where, body type might not feel so comfortable trying on a specific dress that we designed. And when we're designing a dress, from start to finish, they're involved in all the decision making. So if by the fourth or second fitting or the third fitting, we still need to make some tweaks, I am not going to turn a dress into my client until they're 100% satisfied. And sometimes that has to do with the person's body type, the way the fabric is adjusting to the body, and we just make changes. And for me, selling that confidence and knowing, like I said before, making sure that they're walking out that door happy is the most important thing for my business to continue to grow, and the word of mouth.
Yeah, no, I think that's definitely important for a smaller business. And what are some kind of the coolest things that you've designed or some cool projects that you work on?
I've done a lot of galas. I've done...
there's so many galas here. It's like
I've done a lot of galas.
Gala.
I'm known for prom. Like, the girls come to me for prom, but all the, like, the, private schools, the girls come in months in advance. So I do a lot of prom. I do a lot of bridal. I have clients that are getting married in Italy, in Colombia, or wherever, and I design something for their wedding. So, I mean, every project is special, though.
Yeah, no, I love it. And I think, I just was talking about this on the previous podcast, that I think it's actually very trendy and common now to get your stuff made because it's cheaper to make it than, like, buy a Versace dress.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and, like, you get it unique and it's, like, sustained, like, where it comes from, like, where it's made, all of that stuff. Yeah. So you're definitely in the right track. And do you think you want to scale your business, or do you like
I'm doing also really well with my luxury consignment business.
I love that. So let's talk a little bit about that and how you got
it's called Relove.
And where is it located?
It's also in the same space that I'm in for my custom clothing business. Okay. So it's across the street from the Falls and the warehouses. The address is 8701 Southwest 132nd Street, Miami, Florida 33176. And so you can find us on Instagram. It's called We Love Miami. But I have all the brands. I have Chanel, I have Gucci, I have Louis Vuitton, I have Birkins, I have Rolex, I have diamonds. I have a little bit of everything.
What don't you have?
I have everything, yeah.
I love that. No, I mean, this is all, we talk, I'm really about sustainability myself and like restyling, recycling, and we actually have like a swap that we do with, we've done a couple of them, like luxury swaps, so maybe we could do something.
Yes, I would love that. I've done one of those, but not as like the person that has the store. I've done it like as just for fun at a friend's house. But I would love to do that. Yeah. So growth wise, yes, I do want to grow. I do a lot of wholesale work too. This industry is hard, so I don't put all my apples in one basket. I have some real estate. But like I said before, the luxury aspect of my business is booming right now.
That's awesome. No, I feel like, that's definitely...
Everybody's shopping. I don't have that much vintage, but they love the sustainability.
Well, especially now, like, since the Chanel, like, everybody's freaked out about that. Now everybody wants a Chanel purse. I'm sure everybody's coming to find one.
I've sold a lot in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, they want to make sure they get one before.
Yes, it's true.
Who knows? Well, I'm hoping they're not going to get rid of that design. Because the whole set of clientele wants just that first, right? And what advice would you give to somebody that wants to like open their own store or start their own line? I know because a lot of people want to do it, but they feel scared. What would you suggest?
You just gotta do it. You just gotta jump in, because if you think about all the things that could happen wrong, you're gonna psych yourself out and never do it. So you just gotta do it, and obviously do your research and know, how to start and what to do and what steps to take. But at the end of the day, unless you start and unless you get the motion going, you're never going to do it, and you're always going to be stuck with your own fear of starting. So that is my advice. Right? Just do it.
I love it. No, cheers to that. Yes. Cheers to just doing it. And now tell me a little bit about the shoes. I know that you said they're from your store.
Well, if I could describe myself in a shoe, this is it. This is like...
No, it really is.
It really is. It's like the sexy high
So for those
heel.
of you who are just listening, tell us what the shoe is.
So it's a Saint Laurent, but it's a basic, like perfect nude color with an ankle strap, super high
and a little
heel.
pump.
This is like, yes, and it has the pump, so there's comfort there for people that want to wear a high heel, but then want the comfort too. This has to be like at least 5.5, 6 inch.
Do you still wear this kind of heel?
Oh yes, I do. I took some time off. I had my three kids
boys. Yeah,
and the miscarriages, so it took some warming up again to wear heels this high, but I do.
Well, good for you, Mama. That's awesome. Well, before we jump into this quick round of this or that, I just wanted to say thank you to our listeners. We just passed 20,000 downloads. We're number 10 on Apple for Fashion and Beauty, and thank you so much for listening. We wouldn't be here without you, so let us know what you want to hear and what you're interested in, because we're here to create the content for you and have the most amazing guests. So, and now let's get into this quick round of this or that.
Okay.
Silk slip dress or sequin showstopper?
Sequin that tongue twister.
I know it is a tongue.
Sequin showstopper.
You got it. Paris wholesale showroom or poolside in the Keys?
Oh, that's my balancing act. For my kids, it has to be the keys.
Yes, I get it, girl. Custom prom gown or couture bridal moment?
I think my custom prom girls.
Yeah, it seems like you love doing
I
that.
love
That's
them.
so special.
Yeah, because I get the most excitement from those girls.
Yes,
they're young,
exactly.
they're
They're
fun,
like, oh my God,
and they want to be that sexy.
Cinderella.
Yeah.
Champagne toast or Cuban espresso?
Cuban espresso.
Oh, it's so strong. Handmade heirloom or one season wonder?
Handmade heirloom.
Love that. Shopping for fabrics or selling the vision?
Selling the vision.
Real estate hustle or runway glam?
No, that's hard because I love my real estate.
You can have both.
Yeah, both.
Rosé all day or quiet night with the babies?
Quiet night with the babies.
Like that. Vision board or gut instinct?
Gut instinct.
Vogue feature or happy client in tears? I think I know the answer.
You do, because I don't know the answer. I want my happy clients, but a Vogue feature?
Of course, well, we want both. Quiet luxury or bring the drama, babe?
Bring the drama.
I would like to know, like, what is your definition of quiet luxury? Because we talk about this a lot.
Quiet luxury.
Is it something that was kind of invented because people don't?
Yeah, maybe something that you know is designer but doesn't have all the labels over it. Yeah, maybe something like that.
Yeah, no, I like it. I feel like you kind of represent that.
Yeah.
And so does this shoe that you brought.
Yes.
That's like very quiet luxury.
Exactly.
Vibe.
Like it doesn't say YSL until you look up your
until
heel.
you really look close.
Exactly.
Yeah. Love that. Well, Genevieve, thank you so much for showing us that ambition and motherhood are not opposites. They're co-creators of a life well lived. Your story reminds us that building something beautiful doesn't mean having it all figured out. It means having the courage to keep showing up with vision, with faith, and with heart. You're not just designing clothes, you're designing transformation, confidence, and memory-making moments stitched with intentions, which is so cool. And whether it's a prom dress, a wedding gown, or the everyday pieces that make a woman feel seen, you've given people more than fashion, you're giving them magic. And to our listeners, if you have ever felt torn between roles or wondered whether you can grow something big while staying rooted in who you are, let this episode be your proof and send it to somebody that was interested in starting a business, especially in fashion. And because sometimes the most powerful thing you could wear is the courage to keep creating, even when the path is custom made. Well, cheers.
I love that. Thank you.
So nice to have you.
Yes, thank you so much.